All right, BK, we're in the finals. JNL versus Derek Davis. Tandem aggro versus Stone Scar Heavy Shadow. What are your thoughts on how this matchup's going to play out?
Well, first of all, it goes without saying almost, but who gets to go first is going to be a big thing, and in this case, it's going to be Derek Davis. But that's almost like that just means that Derek Davis has almost got like a good shot. It's like it almost feels like it's a miracle whenever you're beating Sky Craig and you're going second. So good for them on that. The second thing is sort of like which cards does Derek Davis has is going to be a really big deal. Some of them are going to be a lot better than others. The smaller units, the ones that can get picked off by the torches, not going to be as good as the Champion of Chaoses. And then I think the most important card on Derek Davis's side is going to be those Var Vengeance Seekers because of their ability to strip Aegis from the Amaruks, the Yetis, and having a nice sized lifesteal body. That's going to be the card that's going to be the most useful for them to try to swing this back.
All right, we're going to see that Oni Ronin out here. Open Contract is going to take care of that one. Reduce the cost of all the units by 1. How much does that impact a deck like this, which can sort of already play out? I mean, on the one hand, I was
Like
going to say everything's so
hypothetically,
cheap, but it's great here. You get your Amarok for 1's not
yeah,
bad.
right. I mean, like, look at this. Hypothetically, if you were to top deck a 2-drop and now it only costs 1, you could play 2/2s on the third turn of the game. And so this is going to be a real big issue for Derek Davis that they open contracted and got this Prowling Amarok set up so quickly.
Yeah, no need for hypotheticals here. That just happened, and that was big for JNL. So Sinister Rumor is going to take out that League Explorer now that it's exhausted. But yeah, now
Unfortunately, missing the second fire here, JNL. If they did have it, they could play Champion of Fury, pull off a tandem attack, pump up the Prowling Amarok. The good news, though, is that a lot of good things are still going on. They're going to get to play that Ice Elemental. They're going to get to play a Champion of Fury. They got in for 2, and now the question is going to be when Derek Davis drops down this Tazbu, how does JNL approach getting through this giant 6/6 body on the other side?
All right, there's a Zero Cross Snow Crust Yeti. Plus, get the second emblem and put another Ice Elemental with a power to spare. That's disgusting.
Yeah, and we see JNL not even go for the tandem attack. They just literally attacked with all 3 of their units, just more than happy to just go as wide as possible, play everything out. Derek Davis is unfortunately sort of run out of things to do. That's usually not a problem for the Stone Scar deck. Quite adept at drawing more cards and going into the market, but in this case, they are just going to be having to pass the turn, and now another giant Skycrag attack is going to come through. Tazbu is going to keep eating units, but none of them matter that much, and it's just going
Yeah,
to lead to Derek Davis falling pretty low.
when you're going so wide like that, it doesn't even matter that it eats a 1/1. Annihilate, I mean, that's just too slow at this point. It doesn't hit any of the big. Yeah, that's just game with a torch off the top.
Yeah, so the Annihilate can kill a Grenin. It could kill an invasive species. None of this stuff is great, but yeah, like
Yeah.
you said, the Torch is just going to be enough for lethal here.
Skycrag aggro with Torch. Who knew we were doing that at the end of 2021 in Throne? But here we are.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
I mean, Skycrag definitely lost a lot of its luster with the nerf to Blazing Salvo in that big sort of shake up balance patch a few weeks back. But as we could certainly see, it's not lacking in power still.
yeah.
Taking a look now at this Stone Scar deck list, I mean, obviously the Heavy Shadow is a big influence here with cards like Akantha Ascending, Tazbu the Forbidden, but then filling it out quite nicely with some real strong fire cards like Zhou the Endless Horde. And then I would say the biggest pull towards sort of being Stone Scar, really for all time in Eternal, has just been Champion of Chaos,
That's so
one
good.
of the absolute premier 3-drops.
All right, here we go, friends. JNL undefeated on the night, up 1 game here in the finals. Played out that Snow Crust Yeti on the play. Win this game, goes to Worlds. Has only played the game for a few months and is already in the driver's seat to get to a World Championship invites a couple months into play. Let's make sure Derek Davis knows we're good to go. Yeah, things are looking pretty good for JNL, and this is another really nice starting hand, too, and gets to be on the play. Ooh, pretty good.
Yeah, I mean that's it's a Skycrag draw. That's one of the things that makes you want to play Skycrag is that some aggro decks have some inconsistent fast draws. When you play Skycrag aggro and when you build it this way, you pretty much always get to go 1 into 2 or 1 into a couple of 2s, and that's just a really solid recipe for having a successful aggro start. Um, and we're gonna see that here as sort of JNL is just going to beat down fast with League Explorer and Snowcrest Yeti. Back on the other side for Derek Davis, what do they want to go to next? They did pick up an Akanta Ascending.
Yeah,
You
Kantha, you
know,
got a Varon. You got 2, 3, 4 here.
yep. The problem was that one of those was a banner. And so
Yeah.
instead of playing the insignia, they just went straight for the open contract. And now for JNL, this is gonna hurt. It would have been really good to have a third power here and make 2 plays. The League Explorer is fantastic, but you'd love to do more.
All right, well, here, if this is going to turn around, this is the chance for Derek Davis. Going to play a blocker here. Now the Blazing Salvo is in hand for JNL, but at least it would take a little bit of time off. Well, how about that open contract going to hit Oni Patrol? But did pick up a copy of Aramat's Designs for Derek Davis. So if JNL plays out more units, can sweep them up. If they go for removing the blocker, they do that. Yeah, so Derek Davis has a shot here. Going with the Aegis here for the Prowling Amarok, you mentioned whether you're dodging removal spells or blockers. Look at this death. It's a third depth
Interesting.
charge.
Look at
Oof.
this. We're not even going to see a tandem attack here. I think JNL figured out that what was coming was Aramat's Designs. That had to be the market pick, and they're not going to play into it. Now we're going to see Sinister Rumors take care of the League Explorer. The Akanta Ascending is going to come out. It's going to help keep this board a little more manageable. But there's a lot of interesting counterplay going on right now where JNL made a great prediction that Aramat's Designs was the market card. They were right,
Yeah,
and they made the best play for that moment.
they sure did. And
Now, here's the problem, though. They didn't get it out of their hand.
right,
And now they're going to have to kind of decide, how much do I want to still keep playing around it?
right. And now you got 2 blockers here. We're going to Blazing Salvo the Elf after blocks.
Wow. An interesting play. Not one you see every day.
Go get a Seer. And now, remember, there are 3 copies of Depth Charge out, so that's a virtual 6 damage to the face already out there for JNL.
Yeah, it feels like JNL doesn't think they need to get that much damage across, and they're right. It's not going to take much more with those depth charges and the seer. We're
Yeah,
talking about like
that's 9 damage
a
right
virtual,
there, right? Yeah.
virtual 6, right?
So this is presenting. I actually really like this. JNL is presenting lethal on board right now. Like if Derek Davis doesn't do anything, the game's over. So JNL's basically like, I don't need to put more units out because this is lethal, and I'm going to keep making you react to it. Now, like you said, if it's Avara or if it's something else that forces JNL to react, it's interesting, or an Airmont's Designs. But I like how well JNL has played this, and it's interesting. It's been different than the last game, right? Or the one we saw a couple minutes ago, where JNL recognized the equalize and played it differently because it's a different card and it's a different answer. And credit to them for navigating the different cards and the different matchups differently.
Yep. And now we see Champion of Chaos come down as a 4/4, and that Seer not gonna be able to get through it. But let me tell you what can.
Ugh,
The
Hound.
the Magma Hound from the Hound Master.
Wow.
And JNL is going to make this really hard here. So it's going to trade with the Prowling Amarok. Oh no, where did they do their block? Oh,
Yeah, Airmont's Design's going to knock that down, but not even going to matter. There's more than lethal here. Champion of Fury is going to be able to do it there. Sear to the face, plus the 3 copies of Depth Charge. And that is more than
yeah.
enough.
I mean, this is just it for JNL. So
Oof. Wow, and had
didn't even need any of the damage in
9
hand.
extra damage just sitting there. Alrighty, well, that was a massacre. Well done, JNL. All just swept the whole winners bracket straight through. There were a couple 2-1s, but none of the games we watched were super close. So congratulations to JNL, newcomer to the game, winning a TNE, winning the Invitational. You're going to work.